have a brief question for the men. Is it actually possible to think about nothing? And if so, what is nothing? Because as a woman, I don't really know what that means.
What's up with men? I don't know. I wanted to ask you, men don't come up and ask or talk to you anymore. There was this cute guy. He went to the bar at one point. So I was like, oh, let me go to the bar too. So I like saddled up next to him at the bar and kind of like gave like a look. And he looked right at me and then like looked away. I was like, okay, well, never mind. Like I was seeing something that apparently wasn't actually happening. And as we left, one of the other bachelorettes on this trip was like, oh my gosh, that guy kept looking at you. Did you guys talk? I was like, wait, what? You saw it too? I guess I could have said, hi, how are you? I don't know why I didn't. I guess I was like, I made that move. Meet me the other 75% of the way or whatever it is.
It is becoming like that. Like, I think that there's a shift in it. And honestly, women have to take more of the reins in a way. Maybe we should have a man on and ask him what that's like. Why don't they do that?
A dating expert.
Is there a dating expert man that would like to come on this podcast?
I can't remember many times that like I've been approached. And that has been like hard on my self-confidence because I've seen it happen to my friends. Specifically like these two friends that are like drop dead gorgeous, like fit all the beauty standards, like petite. Obviously I'm not like harping on them, but I'm always just like, why doesn't that happen to me? Am I like intimidating somehow? Am I putting off like a certain vibe? I like to be like, it's just my height, I guess. And I'm just too broad of shoulders for someone to approach me. But like, I've been approached by women. And so I wonder if it really is, it's almost switching these days of like, people are just changing.
I don't think some of these women really understand that men actually listen, they follow instructions, and they respect boundaries. See, what you might do with your friend is y'all might have an argument and then weasel your way into somebody else's life. But for a man, especially with the implications today, he's just going to say, I'm going to leave it alone and go about his business.
Let me tell you something about women. Might be controversial. Women want what other women have, especially when it comes to men. That's why I don't like going with my man to work events where his other women people are around, because if they see me walk in with him, I'm hot, I'm all dolled up, whatever, they're going to start thinking, he must got it going on. And then that's how you get a work wife. Okay? I'm not with this, okay? Women want what other women have. Women want, even if they didn't want them before, even if they didn't find them attractive before. Trust.
Y'all always talking about men only want y'all for sex. No, that's all y'all got to offer. He'd rather be with his boys because he gay. He ain't gay, man. Okay, some men are gay and they're sleeping with their boys and they're down low. That ain't mostly what's going on. They don't want to be around y'all. Everything is a hard decision. Everything is tough. Everything takes a lot of brain power and a lot of emotions. And it ain't all of that. That's why they come have sex with you and then go play video games with their boys or go drink with their boys or go fishing with their boys. Yeah, they like their boys, but they would prefer probably to hang out with you more. But you fight about everything. You nagging them. Sit down. Shut up. Enjoy his company. Them dishes can sit there. Like, who cares? Who cares about any of that? Just sit down and relax. Man, I'm so glad I don't suffer from no anxiety, no analness, if that is even a word. Like, chill out. That's all they be doing with their boys. Chilling.
Can you sue your boyfriend for emotional distress or your ex-boyfriend?
Maybe.
Okay, so say they promise like to marry you.
No.
You have the text messages to prove it.
Nope, can't do that.
You can't? In Georgia, you can't?
Anywhere you can't do that.
Why not?
Because you can't.
If he promised to marry you, and he's promising you things, you can't sue for emotional distress. You can. I feel like there's some way you can.
No. So number one, to sue for emotional stress, there's IIED and NIED, which is negligent infliction of emotional stress and intentional infliction of emotional distress. Those are claims that exist, and the threshold for proving those claims is unbelievably astronomical. It is they tell you in law school that like a claim for IIED or NIED is almost impossible to prove. You can prove it, right? But like the threshold is so high, right? But the courts really don't get involved into like the romances of the heart, right?
Sitting up there in somebody else's face trying to figure out how to do the wrong thing.
Unpopular opinion. A lot of women weaponize love and are master manipulators because love without accountability is an act of manipulation. Because during this process, it allows one person to feel hurt, neglected, and/or disrespected without any kind of consequence to that person, while they still expect for you to love them, show them affection, care, and give them all of the princess treatment that they so deserve. And men have been conditioned to expect love labor from their woman. But you're not getting that most of the time, because that woman cannot take accountability for herself and/or responsibility for her actions. Therefore, it's not true love. So whenever you think about love, you have to understand that it is an act and a commitment to show you care. And if she can't take responsibility for herself, how much does she really care about you? So the next time that you tell your man, I love you, I want you to remember that love without accountability is manipulation. And you are not a manipulator. Take accountability for yourself, baby. It's not a bad thing.
A Florida woman who was arrested while trying to get back at her ex-boyfriend. Newly released body cam footage shows deputies responding to a call about a woman vandalizing a car with yellow spray paint.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing, right? Yeah, but listen to this. Here's what's wrong with that. They found the 18-year-old and her 16-year-old friend at the scene. Police say the woman admitted that she was upset at her ex, so she decided to paint and throw eggs at the car. This was the end result. Let's show that picture. There's only one problem.
Is his name Jason?
I don't know.
Go ahead.
There's only one problem. It's not the right car. It actually belongs to a neighbor. So the sheriff's office posted the photo on their official X account, writing, oops, wrong car. One of the deputies at the scene had this advice.
You really need to try harder to try to be sneaky, because you are god awful. You guys spray painted the wrong damn car.
Is this allowed?
What the?
Nah, you can't do this.
I've gotten into Krav Maga, and it's based off of defending yourself in real world events. I love about it the fact that I know if someone came and attacked me, that I could likely handle myself.
Hold on, how much do you weigh?
Like 100 pounds.
When you say you could handle somebody who, like, you're talking about like a woman.
I can pick up a 180-pound man and throw him on his back. Yeah. I swear to you. Take a knife from a guy, I can take a gun from a guy.
Let's try it. I'm not. Here's the proposal. He's giving you the best position. You have him in a rear naked choke. You have his back. You have his neck. Do you think you'll be able to escape from your chokehold?
Yeah.
Oh.
I haven't done this kind before, but I'm
Just
gonna
go
I'm
ahead.
gonna try to get the leverage.
Is this allowed?
What the?
Nah, you can't do this. You're too little. I got it. It's over. Let it go.
No, don't kick him in the ball.
Hey, go on his rating 1 star. He's done.
He's gonna charge me $400.
He's not gonna charge you because we're gonna say he period.
Kena, he has.
So watch him. The second he says he raised,
but he has cameras though.
he doesn't have cameras. We have cameras. I've been recording it this whole time.
Kena,
So he's done.
Kena, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We'll just pause. We'll just cancel.
Dumbass.
Kena,
You can't let a cigarette in the rental.
Kena, it's okay. It's okay, Kena. It's okay.
Okay, you ready? I'm gonna request an Uber.
Yeah, it's okay, Kena. It's okay. It's okay. He didn't do anything. That's fine.
He did, because he's done. The second
it's
he got
okay.
an attitude and said,
It's okay, Kena.
oh, it's on
Kena.
the Uber.
No, he was.
Bye.
Kena,
Oh, okay, we're recording.
Yep, sounds about right. This is what some of these women are out here doing, and they wonder why men don't want to court or be bothered with them.
I used to say silly things like, where are all the good men at? Until I started taking accountability. Now I know I'm just an ain't shit ass. Maybe I am the problem. Maybe I am the problem. Maybe I am the problem.
If every time he brings up an issue with you, you flip it on him, you deflect, you make it about him, you're running out of time with that man.
Y'all are just so freaking awful. I swear this is why men don't want to get married. This is why men don't want to get married.
And some of these ladies out here be talking about, oh, I don't know where men get the audacity. I don't know. Same place. Some of these ladies get it.
How much money should a guy make? How much money in a month?
Me?
The guy, the man.
The man.
How much money?
I don't care if he give me loyalty, happiness, and all of the things. Those things is worth than money.
That woman is exactly the kind of woman that all of these men want to marry. And it's not because men don't aspire to make more money so that they can provide, protect, and take care of their family and the people they love, but it shows them that a woman like that is not after him for what he can give only. It shows that a woman like that is not gonna love him because of the money he has and the money he's gonna give her. It shows that a woman like that is gonna love him for him, and then the money is just an addition. Being a woman like that who doesn't expect a lot from your man is gonna make your man wanna do even more for you, wanna accomplish even more for you, and wanna strive to be even better than if you told him you wanted him to make a lot of money.
I harp on women a lot because we're not realistic. And then we complain about the reality and what we're not getting. And then when they go to men, it's like, he's been humbled his entire life.
Charlie, yeah.
His entire life, right? You have, boys in school, these high school boys that girls tell them, oh, you're broke, you're this, that. And mind you, they're in school, like we're in school together.
Yeah.
And you're telling me I'm broke,
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, they had to learn to say, okay, what do I need to do to get better? Yeah. When you have somebody that never gets told they need to get better, they think they top shelf.
Yeah. I'm going to start speaking to men because the men in my life are not listening to me. And I'm giving them sound advice coming from a woman. So I'm using what I tell them and I'm sharing it here because I know it's going to bless somebody. It's going to bless a man. And if you know a man, send it to him. Men, your value is not tied to your money. Yes, we do need you to have the funds because you are a provider, but I don't want you to get it based off of that becoming your whole identity and why you think women should want you. You are valuable, you are needed, and you are worthy. Another thing is this. Be careful of the woman that you choose to love. Be careful. Because there are women who destroy kings. It says that in Proverbs. And study the book of Proverbs. It will change and bless your life. And sometimes it's better to work on yourself than to get in a relationship or be in a relationship. It doesn't matter if you're going to hurt the person by breaking up with them. You have to choose you. You do. Focus on God and getting you right. Period.
Men nowadays don't approach women as much for many different reasons, but personally, I would love to be approached in real life as long as you do it in a respectful way. Even though I'm not interested, I would say no in a polite and nice way. So if I really want someone to approach me, I would make eye contact with them and I would smile at them, and that's the invitation for them to come up to me and strike up a conversation. At the same time, I don't mind approaching people too. Like, for example, if I were at a coffee shop, I would probably write my number on a napkin and just hand it to them. Or at the gym, after they're done with working out, I'll probably also go up to them and talk to them. But from a guy's perspective, do you feel like this is kind of weird, or would you appreciate if a lady approaches you like this? Let me know in the comments.
I love when y'all ask these questions. Someone asked me, what is the man getting? I'll tell you exactly what the man is getting. The man is getting the freedom to go about his day. The freedom to not have to worry about dishes, cleaning, as well as a peace of mind. But most importantly, he is getting a return on his investment. Because while he is investing into the household, I am investing in any other investments that he wants to indulge in. If he has a business idea, I now have the funds to compensate for those deals. With him paying the bills, my income becomes disposable. And if he has anything that he wants to invest in that costs monthly, I can compensate for that. I don't know about y'all, but that really sounds like the dream team.
He's getting nothing in return. Eric says he's getting nothing in return. Mood Daddy says, so the man gets basically nothing at all. Dude said, if I'm paying my bills, all the bills, I'm living by myself. Another guy said, I don't know why women act like cleaning dishes and mopping and sweeping is hard work. Dude said, we can get all of the same things being single and without the lies and the cheating. Another dude said, scam likely. Another dude, here's the last one. Sounds like a timeshare representative trying to sell us an imaginary piece of property.
I saw this Facebook post and this man was like, y'all women be asking too much. Y'all be needing a place to stay. Y'all want people to take care of y'all kids. You want somebody to buy your hair, nails, and all this other stuff. Y'all want me to be a chauffeur, a Uber, pick you up, drive you everywhere. Y'all be wanting me to spend money and all types of... And I'm like... I really do mean this as respectfully as possible. Who are y'all dating? Seriously, man, who are y'all dating? Because I don't know one woman, and I'm not joking, I don't know one woman who don't have their own place, who don't have their own vehicle, who don't have their own money and jobs. Now, it could just be my circle, but when it comes to my friends, my sisters, my cousins, everybody in my circle, all of the women have all of their own stuff. Like, I do not know one woman who does not. So when y'all say y'all running into these women who like trying to use y'all, who are y'all talking about? I'm confused.
I mean, honestly and truly, this is a very simple concept. Strong, independent women, they have their own stuff. Most ladies, I'll say this, a lot of women have their own stuff, but they want yours. All I can do for this, I can do, all I want is this, this, and this. But then when you get that, all of a sudden, well, it'd be nice if you pay for my nails. Oh, I expect a man to pay on a date. Oh, I expect a man to, allow me to be in my feminine. Let me be a passenger princess. That's what they're talking about. You guys act like y'all don't know what people are talking about.
I went on a date yesterday and this guy said it's really hard being a single guy because he doesn't have a girlfriend with a purse. Because if he forgets something like chapstick, she has some. Band-Aid, she has some. A snack, she might have a snack in there. Maybe even a phone charger if you get lucky. So I was like, is this what men think? Do the men think that women have this purse full of like all of these random things? Because I don't have a charger in my purse. Yeah, maybe I'll have a snack in there. But I thought this was so funny because I'm like, this man really just said that it's hard being single because he doesn't have a purse. So I'm like, why don't you get a purse? Get a man purse. He's like, that's not my vibe. So basically, he's just going to be struck out of luck until he finds a girl. Because I'm not his girl. But I was like, this is so funny. This man was like pressed because he didn't have a girl with a purse with all of these magical things to pull out of it. I was like, what?
I think it's just a joke. He's just joking. That's it. Just having a little fun.
Have you seen the TikTok of the woman who was asking if she was crazy for breaking up with her boyfriend because he couldn't be bothered to get health insurance? Like, it'd been 6 months at his new job and he just didn't feel like doing it. Hadn't been to the dentist in 20 years. And she was like, is this wrong? Should I break up with him? Like, it's a deal breaker for me. One of the comments on that post are, we are in a time where we are discussing out loud men's like shortcomings or something. And hell yeah, it's time that happens, you guys, because let me tell you what, I married that man and I divorced that man. I think it's really important for women to pay attention to these small things that show up in the beginning of a relationship, because these seriously become like the big issues later on in your marriage and your relationship. And my ex-husband, he refused to study for his promotion exam, so he had to pass a test to get promoted. He failed it 3 times. I bought him a study guide. He wouldn't use it. So finally, the 4th year, he used it and he got promoted. If I had paid attention to his lack of desire for anything, it would have saved me a lot of heartache. If he ever took my kids to the doctor, he wouldn't ask questions. He would have no information when they came home from the doctor. But also, he never mowed the grass. In our 16-year marriage, didn't mow the grass once until I asked for a divorce. Then he mowed it maybe 5 times. But seriously, when men show you who they are early on, listen. Ladies, it's so important because they can hide the stuff for a long time, but they get tired.
You don't think that you're discussing the underperformance now? You don't think that you guys be discussing that on a daily basis? You don't think that y'all be waiting to discuss this type of thing about men? You guys, just say that you want to talk about it. Just say that you want to get on here and trash men. Just say that. Just say that. and we can all go home.
I know God will give me what I need. So since I have male followers, I have questions because I'm not experienced in this area, and I know probably a lot of you have more experience than me. So I just need to run this by the internet, and we'll see what the internet has to say about it, right? So I went to a mixer last weekend, and just to meet people, just to get back out there. It was the first time I'd been out really at all since my divorce was finalized, since I was separated from my ex last September. Like, I have kept it really clean, going to church, therapy, just healing, right? So someone asked me out on a date, and I said, you know what, maybe it's time to just say yes and just go, right? It's just dinner. It's not a big deal. So this lovely gentleman, he's a healthcare executive. So we have like both healthcare backgrounds. Selected a really nice restaurant in downtown Hartford. It was really high end. So I came with money I knew to offer to pay or at least split the bill. He declined all of it. He was very much a gentleman, very lovely. It was a nice date. We had really good conversation. He's older than me, but like we're within, there's a 12-year gap, but I'm 41, he's 52 and a half. So like it's within the realm of reasonable age gaps, right? It was the end of the date that like, I don't know what to do. So at the end of the date, he said a few things that I think are like major red flags, but they were very kind, but like I didn't know what to do and I don't know what to say. And since I've only ever really been married, I don't know anything. So he said, I'm going to delete my dating apps. And I looked at him and I said, well, I don't have any of those. So, okay. He said also, he was like, I can add you to my Amex tonight. And I was like,
so she went on for about, I don't know, another few minutes and a few seconds, I think something like that. But essentially what happened is she went on a date with a guy. He tried to basically, move in pretty quickly on her after the first date. And guess who was calling him out actually in the comments? It was men. So next time these women continue to tell you that men don't hold other men accountable or call other men out, they're lying.
How are you going to ever find out if this man or woman will treat you well if you never treat them well? When the girlies be talking about what they will and will not do for a man, I be quiet. Because for a man loving me properly, I'm going to take care of him because he's taking care of me. And I think sometimes we forget that reciprocation is what keeps our cups filled. The more I love on him, the more he can love on me and vice versa. Now, before anybody say it, well, girl, that's how these women end up giving so much to a man and then get cheated on or he not pour back into her. Hold on. If you're with a man that you believe is cheating on you, leave that man. That doesn't mean that you restrict the type of love that you give a good man out of fear of he could cheat, he could leave. And if he's not pouring into your cup, leave that man. Don't change the nice, loving, caring type of woman that you are because of the man you're with. Change the man. Listen, I understand that the dating pool got pee out there and it is hard to decipher between a good man and a good woman. I get it. It's a struggle for us all, right? But how are you going to ever find out if this man or woman will treat you well if you never treat them well? Y'all are making these men and women work super hard for your love, and then you're wondering why the relationship fizzles out. They're tired of giving and not getting. If you can call that man and he'll come and fix anything, put that furniture together, come and make sure that everything is safe. If you can call that man and say, I'm having a bad day, and he helped walk you through it, pray over you. If you can call that man and say, babe, I really need to get my feet done, and bing, that Cash App hit. You can go to that man's house and fold them clothes. You can go to that man's house and tidy up. You can go get on that man's food truck. You can spoil that man with a little bit of lunch, a little haircut money. Reciprocation. You're only giving back what he has given to you. And truth be told, any man who is really a grown man, he's not going to let you outdo him anyway.
Some of the time we try to make it seem like these ladies don't know what they're doing, but they actually do. They don't want to do anything. That's why they get on here and brag and say, well, I didn't have to do anything. I didn't even have to give anything up, because they weren't planning on doing anything for the man in the first place. Not a kiss, not a hug, not even I'll give you $10 back. Not even I'll pay for the gas, nothing. Because they weren't planning on giving anything. They're being taught to withhold everything from the man and extract as much out of the man as possible, and get mad when a man dogs them out.
So all the girlies are on PayPig TikTok now, and I'm living for it. I used to have a couple PayPigs back in my day, and that was probably one of the more financially stable times of my entire life, because if you don't know what a PayPig is, they will literally send you money. They're men, older men, that will literally send you money just for the fun of it, just because they get off on sending money to pretty girls. If you have pretty feet, a pretty face, literally they will pay your bills and expect nothing in return. Literally, they won't ask for any or anything like that. They will literally just take your Cash App, your Venmo, your PayPal, your Apple Pay, whatever you're comfortable with, and if you post it and they are a real pay pig, they will send you money just for you to humiliate them. Some of them don't even want you to like speak to them. They will just take your Cash App and send you money because they get off on that. So this is my formal application to get back onto Pay Pig Talk because I missed you. I missed you so bad. And I just got a fresh pedicure done, so if you know, you know. Okay, Cash App will be right here and also in the caption. If you're a real pay pig, you know what's up. Don't fall for the scams though, because some people will try to tell you to send them a fee. Those are not real pay pigs. If they're real, they will send you money, no strings attached. So, ooh, I'm so happy for you. I love you so.
All right, so I guess there's no shortage of new information that we're provided for, and I appreciate you guys for continuing to send me content so you can keep me informed on what's going on in the streets. I travel a lot. I go city to city, state to state. Most of the time you see me in a different hotel room or a different state or something like that, but I've never heard of this. And I've heard of guys that have fetishes, dudes that are sick, dudes that are simps, dudes that are sugar daddies. I've heard of a lot of things, and I don't agree with any of them because I don't agree with sending women money that you don't know to do things that you don't even understand and all of this stuff. I think it's demonic. I think it's stupid, and I think it's guys that got too much time on their hands, and it reminds me too much of pedos. You know what I'm saying? Just getting off to random stuff, and women just selling themselves for nothing, for just pennies on the dollar. And now you got pay pigs. So basically guys that are paying to get humiliated financially to women that they don't know for nothing. Did I miss something? Am I off here? Like, I thought that women were educated and taking care of business and the most financially sound and buying homes. And now y'all begging for money on the internet and putting y'all Cash Apps up?
Case in point. And what's funny to me is that I've seen married women online doing this, asking another man for money. Now imagine if that man got creative and found out where you lived. He pulls up to your house and your husband got something to say about it. Now you just got that man in trouble, although he should have taken accountability and should not be coming to your house like that. But you didn't got that man or lure that man into hot water when he shouldn't have been. Once again, he should not be doing it himself. He should have enough common sense to know, hey man, I don't need to be giving a woman that I don't know any money, and I don't need to be showing up to her house. I don't need to be trying to stalk her and do all that other stuff. But I'm just telling you, my point is, this is what men say when I'm trying to protect you and I'm trying to provide for you, but you get out here and do silly stuff. You get out here and have people come into my house paying, oh, well, don't worry about where I get it. Just no, stop doing that. Don't do that. That's weird behavior. You already have a man. Stop begging other dudes for stuff.
Why do men have to initiate everything? Why is the thing for dating these days, if a man isn't doing everything, he's not interested in you? A lot of women say that you're not supposed to show your emotions or show that you like a man until he shows it first. Some people say a relationship or dating a man will only work if he's head over heels in love with you first, and then you show him love. Some people say you need to be a mean girl in order for a man to like you. Be mean to him, and then you'll get him, sis. Like, be mean. Like, men like to chase mean girls. Like, men love when you don't like them. So if you love a man, don't say it. Don't show it. Don't act like you love him. Don't show him that you love him. Don't check up on him. Don't text good morning first. Don't do any of that. You just need to be really mean and be stuck up, and then the man will love you, and then the man will fall for you. And then if you are the type of female that shows that affection and that love and that reciprocated energy, you're somehow dumb. And you're a pick-me for doing that. And oh, that's the reason why he did you wrong. Are y'all okay? Like, are y'all okay? If I like somebody, I'm gonna show them that I like them. I'm not gonna move heaven and earth for that person when I just met them, but dang. And we're talking for like 2 months, and I see he having a rough day. I'm gonna buy him lunch. If I'm out at the store and I see something that I think my man would like, I'm gonna buy it for him and give it to him just because. Like, y'all are keeping score. Like, everything is, oh, give and take, or take, or, oh, if he don't do this, don't do that. Make sure he's paying for everything. He needs to be paying for your nails, your toes, your hair. He needs to be doing everything for you. And all you have to do is be a mean girl and everything's gonna be okay. Like, just be mean to him, girl. That's how you get him. Seriously, are y'all okay? Everything is about keeping score. Everyone's afraid to show affection. Everyone's afraid to be open with their feelings. Everyone's afraid to reciprocate energy. And then you wonder why nothing is working out. No one's getting married. There's so many broken homes. People are getting cheated on. People are doing all this crazy stuff. When all you have to do is be yourself, bro. Like, be yourself. How are you going to find the right one if you're not being yourself? If you think that she looks pretty or he looks handsome, tell them. If you woke up that morning and you want to text him good morning, even though he didn't text you back last night, just say good morning. Hope you slept well. Like, why does everything have to be about, oh, if you do this, then you're chasing? Isn't the idea to, like, be in love and, like, get there one day? Like, why is everything, I don't know, like, this is weird and I hate it here.
I told you, they know exactly what they're talking about. They know that they're supposed to be giving back and reciprocating. They understand that concept. They just don't want to do it. They're just trying to extract and take away as much from the man because they think they're owed that. They think they're above the man. They think, oh, this is my rightful place to be up at the top, above a man. I'm smarter than a man. I'm more educated. I'm more advanced. I'm more everything than a man. He can't even compare to me. And then I'm beautiful. Even though I got loads and loads and pounds of makeup on, I'm the best out there.
Let me ask you a question. Both of y'all, you saw a guy you like, right? Aesthetically. He looked the way you want him to look. 6 foot tall. He make a lot of money. On day one, he say, hey, look, I give you a better life, help you start a business, even get your body right. But you got to exercise almost every day. Let me see who your friends is. You got to cut off the people who I tell you to cut off. You got to stop hanging out and going out so much. Soon as he meets you, he tell you that. Would you want to be with him?
No.
Would you want to be with him?
I don't think so.
Which is crazy. That's a deeply rooted disdain for male leadership. Listen to this. After a breakup, what do? You start cutting off friends. I'm going to self-develop. I'm going to work out. I'm going to cut people off. I'm going to stop hanging out over here. This man can come in your life and tell you to do all that, and you like, nah, I wouldn't even deal. But when you're trying to level up and self-develop, those are all the things you do anyway. But you just said if a man came right in and gave you that infrastructure, said, I give you the life you want, said you will have your business, said you will have your body, both of y'all was like, nah. But again, this is exactly the things y'all do when y'all are self-developing after a relationship. So why is it that a man coming in on day one with the same provision telling you to do the things that you say you do anyway when you self-develop? So you know they're the right things to do. You know that's the right thing to do.
And a lot of times they're going to say, well, I don't know the man. I have to trust him first. I can't just let somebody come in and speak into my life and yada, 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 which I think a lot of people will get. You don't just trust people right off the bat. But I think over time, and he gave me, let's start with the workout plan first. Okay, so you start improving your body and you see that that's true. And then other phases go on and you prove what he's saying true. But a lot of women will just take and never actually listen to what he's saying. They will take what he's given to them, but they'll never give it back. They'll never give him credit. They'll just say, well, it was me doing it, right? And it was just, okay, now we need to go this direction. It's all on her time. It's all whenever she wants to do it. So it's her as leader now. Even though what he's saying is true, it's her dictating when she wants to do it, dragging him backwards because he's like, man, I'm ready to move forward. Let's go into this next phase. I got X, Y, and Z. And you still back there questioning him. And he's like, well, what are we questioning for? I told you a plan to get your body right. That worked. I told you a plan to get your business right. That worked. You want to level up your education and your network. I told you how to do that. That worked. Why are there still all of these questions? I understand discussion and making sure we're going where we're supposed to be going, but this is just like, at this point, nagging. This is what some of these women are doing out here.
Y'all, so I just watched this video of this guy who said he took this girl out on a date, okay? Well, 2 dates. So first date, they went out and they had a great time, okay? She kept complimenting him on how sweet he was and how kind he was and how thoughtful he was. And they were having a great time, okay? So now they go on date 2. Date 2, they go to Dave & Buster's, all right? So at Dave & Buster's, to the date, he brought like a little teddy bear and some flowers, and they were all pink because she had told him that pink was her favorite color, so he thought he'd be thoughtful and do that for her. So she kept complimenting how sweet, how sweet, how sweet, how sweet. Well, at some point, right, I don't know if he said he's like, hold on, I forgot something in his car, and was going to get it, and she didn't hear, so she kind of continued to walk a little bit in front of him. And then when he kind of caught up, he was kind of walking up from behind her and noticed that on her phone she was texting somebody, and he read the name and it was a guy's name. Well, when she finally heard him coming up from behind, she locked her phone, and he was like, oh, like, who is you texting? You know, like, just curious, because he don't want to sit there and get played on his fate. And she's like, oh, just my sister. And he's like, oh, like, I saw that your sister's name was right under that one, but no, like, that was a guy. She instantly smacks her lips and like literally didn't want to do the rest of the day. So he said they didn't even play no games. She was just sitting there with a stink ass face. So he was like, you know what, this takes her home, and was like, oh no. She started saying during this time they're still together, I don't want nothing serious anyways. Like, I don't know why you're tripping. Mind you, this is date number 2. If you don't want nothing serious, love, you should have told him I don't want to go on dates, but we could be cool, right? So his thing was, this is why men don't do cute women. Why the group was all in there with her? He said that women can be mean, he said women are mean. He said women are mean. Don't group us all in there. I can see how men feel the same way when women are like, you know, sometimes we doing that, like men this, men that, men that. Yeah, because men do it more. Am I wrong? But he said that's why men don't do cute women anymore, because women take advantage of it, and they'll sit there, and be playing in a guy's face and be talking to other guys while sitting here trying to get this special treatment from a certain guy that they don't even want a whole relationship with. And he said, yes, I understand. There's guys out there that all they want to do is around, but the good men always get treated bad. Well, but is it like, how do y'all feel about this? I feel like it's definitely not all women are like this. I feel like if anything, a lot more women want like the romantic, the cute, the all that. But there are the handful of women that ruin it for the rest of us. But I do feel like there's a lot of men that'll frown and ruin. I mean, they ruin it for the small percentage of men that are good. You know what I mean? Like, it's the opposite. So there's more good girlfriends than girlfriends. And for men, it's like there's more boyfriends than good boyfriends. You know? Do it make sense? Like, how do y'all feel about it? Argue with me if you will. Argue with me if you will. But I saw another video recently of a girl who called her homeboy and said, what are the chances that a man will cheat on his woman? And he said, honestly, like 96% of every man who's in a relationship will at some point cheat on their woman. And she said, how about for women? And he said, probably like 40. A man said this. And she agreed. She said, I agree. And I agree. Do y'all agree?
And realize she never even said sorry. She just doubled down on what she was doing and continued to do it. She didn't even, I'm not going to make any excuses. We're not exclusive. We're not together. And this is the type, oh, well, you know, until I'm married, then I'm single. This is what they do. This is the type of stuff that some of these ladies are doing. Unfaithful, but want you to continue to be thinking about them, to be thoughtful, bring me flowers, bring me teddy bear, bring me all these gifts because I think I deserve it. And then when you call me out and hold me accountable, I can't be held accountable because I don't have a ring on it. We're not married. It wouldn't matter if you're married or not. That's your mindset. You're a trash person.
It's so competitive, but y'all always seem to wonder why people can't jump up and come to your rescue.
We're under attack from male, gay, black, Republicans.
Yeah, for what you did just there. He was attacked first, and that was a response. We like to throw rocks and hide hands. Black women, we are who they say we are. And I think we're like this for a few reasons. One, we have some severe control issues. Severe. if someone doesn't think completely like us 24/7. We swear we're not a monolith, and strangely, where we tend to get triggered the most is when people require us to participate in our own elevation. And then I think a lot of us, or as a collective, struggle with autism because the lack of self-awareness, is top tier. Like, it gotta be clinical at this point. It gotta be clinical.
It's really a lot of these ladies in general. They be talking about, oh man, so much of this violence, so much stuff is going on. All men are doing this. And you talk to them, and by the time you pull it out of it, it'd be like 2 men that did that. You're like, oh man, that's terrible. They shouldn't have done that. Yeah, man, let me know if he does that again. We'll definitely get it handled. Yeah, man, but if 2 of those then did it to me, it's probably a lot of them. I venture to say all of them that do it. How did you get there from 2 men? 2 men out of like, what, 8 billion, 7 billion? Well, 7 billion people, also half that, right? The point is, y'all be talking about stuff that men be doing, all men be doing, and it don't be true.
I've always thought the internet is wrong about is you want a guy who's in therapy.
I'm listening.
I don't think that's a green flag. I think that's a red flag. I don't want a guy who sits in a room once a week where someone is paid to tell him that his feelings are valid. Most likely none of them are valid.
This presupposes that all therapy is coddling, which it should not be. And often we have to start with validating feelings that are real to open the space for actual self-reflection.
It's like, oh yeah, all men should have to go to therapy. They should all have required therapy. I don't agree with that. I think they should have required something. They should have to speak to a professional. They should have to have some sort of counseling, but not traditional therapy.
This seems to be conflating some things like traditional therapy with something more like humanistic or Rogerian therapy, which is very affirming and holds unconditional positive regard as a central tenet. But it's not always the best or the quickest or the most efficient at confronting people who need to be confronted.
Need them all in a room once a week for an hour being told your feelings are not valid.
Confrontation does happen. A lot of my content is about that. But if you don't create a safe space first, it's very unlikely someone will stick around to be confronted, as she's about to go on with right here.
No, that is not a normal thought process.
I don't know that normal is the reflection that I would give somebody. It tends to come from a neuro-affirming and justice-oriented place for me. Pro-social? That's not pro-social? Sure. That's not adaptive? Sure, I'll say that. You're being defensive? Yeah, I've got that one on standby all the time.
No, that is not okay that you're thinking that way.
Again, there is tons of space for confrontation in psychotherapy, but presupposing you have the moral authority to just say, no, wrong, bad, that's just going to scare people off, and then men won't get help at all.
You are bad.
I don't need to say why this is bad. It's a control fantasy. If I could make men listen, this is what I want them to hear. And it comes from probably a deserved place of anger. And that anger says you should feel shame, but it's ignoring the fact that for most men raised in Western contexts, shame is not an adaptive emotion, at least not until they do some good therapeutic work. And what that therapeutic might include is tuning into healthy feelings of guilt. Guilt that says, I've gotten off the trail that my moral compass has set out for me. How do I get back? But most people have a really negative reaction with being shamed. And again, I would challenge this speaker to question whether if someone is being treated like that, if they're going to stick around. Now, she seems to be in a fantasy where they're sort of like tied to a chair and can't get out of this supposed treatment, but it's really not a useful fantasy. The reason I would challenge this rhetoric is not because I think men are by default good. I actually feel quite the opposite, that we are set up to be pretty nefarious by how we are socialized in the West and elsewhere. But shame-based messaging without any nuance is going to drive men further away from doing the right and healthy and safe things.
A dude in the comments said, sounds to me like a man told her, my feelings are valid too. And she was like, what did you learn that at? Oh, because you were thinking that your feelings are the only feelings that mattered in this relationship is what it was really turning out to be.